We are so thrilled to be able to host the ACE delegation this morning and throughout the week here in Florida. Here in Central Florida, we've learned that through partnerships and collaboration, we can accomplish so much more. And I think that's probably one of the greatest gifts that we have to share with the delegation as they're here. We've used synergy and partnerships for things like our modeling, simulation, and training industry, for our medical city, our university. We're standing right here in the in the middle of the University of Central Florida. University of Central Florida is known nationwide as the partnership university. So we've learned here in Orlando and throughout Central Florida that when we come together, when we work together, the potential for us is limitless. You know, the wonderful thing about our university is their effort to not just educate people, but educate with a purpose. In fact, the university was founded in 1960 with a strong focus on technology because of the space race that was taking place in 1960. The university has evolved over time, always looking for what are the needs of industry, making sure that we're turning out a workforce that meets the needs of the industries here across the nation, but also turning out a population that can be gainfully employed and successful for a lifetime, not just for a couple of years. So they're always changing their programming and adapting to what we see happening in the world around us to make sure that they're current.
So you work with companies directly?
We work with
The
companies.
curricula?
Absolutely. We reach out to companies. We're constantly assessing through our university here as well as through our community college. We're constantly assessing what are the gaps, what are the needs, what are the skill sets that industry, that the workplace needs, to make sure that our students that come in don't just get a well-rounded education, which is extremely important, but also get the specific tools that they need to be successful the moment they leave and throughout their life. And so I think that that's one of the things that makes our education system very special here in Central Florida. Yeah, one of the things that we have created, a partnership actually with the University of Central Florida, with Orange County government, and with Disney World, Walt Disney World, is an entrepreneurial program. So we have the National Entrepreneurial System here in Orange County, and we use that to help small companies learn how to grow and be successful. There's so many people that have great ideas, but they're maybe not real good at the business part of it. So the National Entrepreneur Center helps those individuals learn how to be successful in marketing their products, in running their business, in getting startup companies going. So we focus on the small companies to the very large companies, and all the while we're constantly focusing on the workforce, because if you don't have that workforce, if you don't have people that can fill those jobs and meet those needs, you're not going to be a successful economy. You put all those pieces together and you have a really thriving economy, which is what we have right now in Orlando. I think, to be honest with you, I think some of making sure that that you're inclusive in the workplace is having a culture of inclusivity. And that's something that we have worked very hard over the last really fairly recently, 10 or 15 years here in Orlando, at developing a culture that embraces inclusivity, that embraces diversity. Here at the university, over 40% of their students are minority students. That's almost unheard of at a four-year university of this nature. And here in our community, as you saw just recently, unfortunately, the world got to see through a mass tragedy of Pulse, they got to see the heart and soul of our community, that we don't just talk about inclusivity. We don't just talk about diversity. We live it, we love it, we embrace it. It's who we are. And through that, we hope that we're empowering everyone, women, minorities, Hispanics that have recently come to Central Florida to make this their home, including our neighbors from Puerto Rico, that everyone believes that this is their home and this is the place where they can be whatever it is they aspire to be, from our youngest to our oldest to everyone in between. Wonderful. And thank you. Thank you again for making us one of the stops along the way as you learn about how to build strong communities, strong economies through collaboration, partnership, and inclusivity.